I don't know about you guys, but I know that when I was growing up, I was bullied a lot, and people always told me how I was weird, how they didn't understand my thought process, how they didn't understand the way I talk, the way I act, the way I express myself. And I had other people also bash me for my ability, like my ability to sing very well, my athleticism. Like, I got a lot of backlash from everything. And it was so hard for me because with the backlash I was getting from others, it made it very hard for me to walk into God's purpose. And it made it really hard for me to be myself. So I found myself just kind of like bringing down my abilities and just being average because I couldn't handle what people had to say about me. Going through the verbal abuse, I didn't realize that as I got older, that it really affected me. And I noticed that like people could say certain words or say certain things or bring up certain things and I'm triggered. And before I was like, why am I triggered? Like, what this person is saying has like nothing to do with me, or, but I noticed that different things that I went through in my past, it still comes up as an adult. And certain things bother me, most definitely with being bullied. And it made me really sad because, being bullied, it's like I didn't even want to walk or talk or say anything. I was always so quiet and very timid. And I know that's probably hard to believe because the way I am, you wouldn't even think that I was like that. Just really pure, loving, no mean spirit, no mean bone in my body. So, but as I got older and I started experiencing the cruelty of the world, if that makes sense, that started to alter my personality. I started to turn into somebody that I was not because of those unkind words, being around ungodly people. So all of that started to alter my spirit. And I noticed, I'm like, dang, like I'm not the person that I once was. Like I found myself lost. Like I wasn't loving, I wasn't caring, I wasn't anything. I was just mad and ready to fight any and everybody because that's what bullying does to you. Those unkind words and people always telling me that I wasn't good enough, I'm not good enough. And people just always people went out of their way to treat me bad. And it hurt me because I was always so nice to people. And despite of how people treated me, I still treated them like they did nothing wrong. And I was jumped. I was all kind of stuff. Like people just did not like me. And for a moment of time, I really started to hate myself. And I'm like, man, like I just told myself, I'm like, you're not it, man. Like you're not it. So I went into like a really like deep depression, and I just, what is wrong with me? Sorry. This is therapeutic to me because I don't really, things like this, man, I don't share, but I want to share because I remember when I was on YouTube trying to find videos, typing in how to overcome bullying, how to bring up your self-esteem from being bullied in the past, how to get past unkind words. I would type in everything in my search bar, trying to find something that would just ease my mind and ease my soul and just make me feel a little bit lighter. Make me feel a little bit lighter and bring light, because at a moment of time, my heart, there was no light because the earth and the evilness of the world stripped and took that from me, right? And this is deep. They stripped and took that from me. So I was trying to get back to myself and, all that. So long story short, those unkind words that people have told you in your life, and those unkind words that people still tell you, you have to start with saying kind words to yourself. You have to really drill in your head, drill in your mind and your heart, the beautiful words that you want to be, the things that you want to be. Start telling yourself that. Even family members, even parents. Sometimes parents can really say some nasty words, right? And they feel like just because of your parents, they can get away with it. I'm not talking about my parents, but I'm just saying in general. Well, I hear other people say, oh, well, my parents this, my parents don't approve of my lifestyle, my parents don't this and this, my parents say this, my parents say that, my parents disown me. I hear a lot of people saying their parents disown them because they don't like the lifestyle. They don't like who they are. None of that, right? So first you got to start with telling yourself kind words and start really loving and spending time and loving yourself first, right? The world and people didn't show you love. You got to show yourself love. You got to start telling yourself, I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am handsome. I am worthy to have good friends. I am worthy of love. I am worthy to have a good, successful career. I am worthy of all the things that I want. I am worthy to be in a great, successful marriage. I am worthy to be in a great, stable relationship. You have to start telling yourself that. You have to. And you have to also know that those words that people say about you, you are not those words. The words that people tell you is a reflection of how they're feeling inside. You are not those words. You are not those words. I still hear words till this day that people talk about me all the time. I mean, whatever. I've never been the type that cared what people think. But what keeps me so strong and grounded is that I build a foundation with myself. I know self. When you know self, nobody else can tell you nothing about yourself. So that's why I keep my confidence. That's why I keep my integrity. And I don't let things that I go through in my life change who I am, because I did at a point in time. I started losing myself. And the words that people were telling me, I started to become those words. And let me say that again, because that's deep. The words that people were saying to me and saying that I found myself turning into those words. Right? So I had to step back. I had to pray. I had to tell God, look, you knew I was bullied. You know how the world treated me. You knew all this stuff. So help me get back to myself. Help me get back to having confidence. Help me get rid of this low self-esteem. Because I noticed that sometimes I always had very high self-esteem, but some days my self-esteem be on the lower side because I start thinking back of my childhood. I start thinking about how the words that were said to me. I start thinking about how I was treated in relationships that went bad, situationships and different men that I was so-called in love with, right? Different situations and different things that I went through. I let those situations define who I am, and I'm not that. I was in bad situations, right? But those situations don't define who I am today, right? They don't define who I am today. So those cruel people, it's life, man. You're going to come across cruel people. But I just hope and pray that God gives you the tools and God just helps you to overlook those words, because words can really hurt. But you are not those words that people tell you. You're not. You're not. I'm here to tell you, you're not. And yeah, sometimes you're gonna get triggered, and yeah, you're gonna reminisce about the past. But that's why that's why you have to start loving on yourself and letting go. That's what I've been doing. I've been really letting go of the words, because the words stuck with me. And I notice about me is like, I'm a very tough individual, which y'all can all tell. I'm a very tough individual, right? And all that bullying and me coming across people that were saying unkind words to me, it made me into a beast. A beast. It made me into a beast because people used to say things, I wouldn't say anything, and I'll just let it build up inside. And I would just cry and be devastated and depressed. And I didn't really have friends like that. I didn't have friends until I really got in. When did I start having friends? High school. That's when I started. But before then, no, I only had one friend. And when I was at lunch and stuff, I would pretty much sit by myself. And I had some friends that would come and sit by me. But I went through a lot of dark times, man. And I got fed up, so I started fighting. That's how I got into boxing. I started beating people's asses. I'm telling you. People pick on me, hit me, hands is just flying. Then I just start just dropping people. Like, that's how I got so good at boxing, because I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? Y'all want to say all these horrible words to me, and y'all think I'm just gonna sit here and not do nothing? Oh, I'm knocking people out. So that's when I just really start just going in rage, and people didn't understand. But That young, innocent girl that was getting bullied turned into a freaking beast. A beast that was just wanting to knock anybody out that came around. Just, you want some? Beat! Drop him. You want some too? Beat! Drop him. And that was the devil. That wasn't me. But being bullied can really alter your spirit. You know what I mean? And it can really mess up your self-esteem. So it's always improvement for your self-esteem. Always work on your self-esteem. And just know that those words, you're not those words. You're not. And once you start telling yourself that, and once you start thinking positive about yourself, and once you really start doing counseling and really channeling and once you figure out your triggers, and once you figure out what bothers you, and once you figure out what you struggle with, once you learn and master that and work that out with your counselor, you would notice that it won't bother you anymore. It won't bother you. But words do hurt. And negative words can make you turn into something that you never thought you would turn into. Right? So I'm just telling you guys, those unkind words, man, you are not those unkind words. You're not. And I don't care who tells you it. I don't care who tells you it. You are not those words. Those unkind words that people tell you, or what people say about you, you are not that. You are not that. You are not that. And how do you think God feels about you? You are what God says you are. Forget what people are saying. That's the thing. We can't live for people. We got to live for God. God created us. God put us on this earth. That's another thing. I know that God beautifully made me and God loves me. That's what I go off of. And despite of what people are saying about you, you give love, you go get love back. Give love, keep giving love, and you get love back. I remember I used to always, the people that mistreated me when I was younger, I still treat them with love. Hi, how are you? They don't have to speak to me. Try to give them hugs, try to do all that stuff. Now that we're older, they look back and they feel bad. Now a lot of them show me love because they notice, and that's another thing. People always used to attack me. They felt like I thought that I was better than them because they felt like I acted white or I acted better than them. No, obviously you probably think I'm better than you, but I'm never like that. What people think I am, people think that I'm just like this high sedity black girl. I'm really not. I'm not going to say from the hood, but a little hood because, my parents are from there, but they tried their best to keep us out of the hood. But I'm so laid back, down to earth. I don't have one non-judgmental bone in my body. But people make their own perception of me instead of really trying to get to know me. I'm not even like that. Those girls, growing up, girls were very nasty to me. Very mean. Very, very horrible. Very mean to me. Because they were jealous. But them being jealous, I don't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. So, I really hope that this video makes sense. But I'm just telling you, man, you are not those unkind words people tell you. You're not. You're not. You're not. And once you know that and you love on yourself and you get to know yourself, what people have to say about you is gonna bounce off you. I've been through so much stuff and it's sad, but me getting treated the way I did, I got strength out of this world. And people tell me all the time, even at work, they're like, you got treated really bad today. How are you feeling? They're amazed by how I handle it. I've been through so much stuff in my life. That's nothing. I've been through so much adversity. So when it comes to things and words and people, I deal with it beautifully because I've been there. I've been through the worst of the worst. There's nothing you can throw at me that I can't handle because I've been there, done that. And I thank God that I went through everything that I went through because now God has taken me to the next level and I'm ready for it because I've been through it. All that stuff you're going through, I'm telling you, it's just making you a tougher person. So when you step into God's purpose and you step into your dream and your goals, you're going to be ready for it. You're going to be able to handle the backlash, handle the good days, handle the bad days, handle the cruel people you come across, handle the bad comments, handle all that. Why? Because you've been through it and you got through that and you passed the test. So once again, You are not those words that people tell you you are. You are the words that God says to you. You are the words that you tell yourself. If you find yourself telling yourself bad things in your head, that's chronic negative thinking. Turn that around. Each day, start telling yourself different things. Hi, beautiful. I'm smart. I accomplished this. I accomplished that. Start patting yourself on the back. We beat ourselves down. We let people beat us down, right? And we're so used to people beating us down that we start to beat ourselves down. No more beating yourself down. No more allowing words to define who you are. No more feeling sorry for yourself because you were bullied, because people treat you so bad. There's no excuse. Anything that I went through, it's no excuse. And I don't make excuses for myself because it is what it is. I went through it, okay? Look at me now, thriving, killing it, achieving it, walking in God's purpose. So everything that people say about you, use that to fuel yourself. Use that to push forward. Use that to go to your dream. Use that to make you a better person. You are not those words. You're not. And when things don't bother you, that makes people even more mad. If they say something to me, people say something mean to me, I'm okay. They go, you're not going to argue? For what? That's your opinion. Even when I come across bad people, I overlook them and I say things in my head like, this is the devil. Like, and I tell myself, if I'm getting into it with somebody, or somebody is bringing me out of character, or I'm starting to get out of character because somebody is taking me there, I start praying, God, give me the strength to deal with this situation. Give me the strength to deal with this difficult person. Give me the strength to deal with this situation that happened today. I start praying, God, help me pass this test. God, give me the right words to say to this person. You gotta pray, you gotta talk and ask God to help you. You got to. So once again, think positive. We ain't got the negative. You're not those unkind words that people say to you. You're not. I love you. Okay? Until next time.